Firstly, congratulations, Mr. Ashwant, for being got selected in TCS Prime. What was your inspiration to crack TCS interview?
Thank you so much, Vashita, for asking one such good question. I have always dreamed of a very good and secure job profile after my career, after my BTech. So I felt getting a placement in campus itself, the college itself, was one step forward in that direction. I have worked relentlessly for getting placed in any of the campus placement. Unfortunately, we have got TCS in our college on campus placement, and I've been selected for the prime role in that.
Mr. Ashwant, tell about your first day of your college and why you are chosen IT department at SRKR.
Okay. On my first day, I was both on cloud nine and at rock bottom. I was on cloud nine because it was my dream day. I was in the college, and after completing intermediate, I was in my dream. I was one step closer to my dream job, to be an engineer. And I was also at rock bottom because I'm a guy who always dreamt of being an IITN or an NITN throughout my journey. But still, I got placement in this college. I got selected in this college. I got seat, and then I have an option to choose what branch. From childhood onwards, computers or softwares have always made me interested towards them, and that is why I chose information technology branch in SRKREC, because SRKREC is always known for inspiring people and making new leaders, making new innovation. So that is why I chose SRKREC, and that is why I chose information technology.
What was your first step in learning programming language?
Vashita. From my childhood onwards, I've already told I was always curious about computers, and I've always believed that even a 1,000 miles race will start only with the first step. So that is why from intermediate onwards, I have a keen interest on how computers work and how they communicate with each other. So that is why I started, like, after counseling we have 4 or 5 months gap, because that is the COVID period. So when my counseling got over in July and my reporting was around September, so I've got around 4 to 5 months gap. So then I started my first ever uh, coding education. So I have used all the YouTube resources that were present there. One of the famous YouTube resource that most probably every college student knows, every information technology or computer science student always knows, was Apna College or Apna Kaksha. So Apna College was founded by Amanda Tarwal. I used to follow him for my JEE main preparation. Then I've also interested in computer science. So I've easily transitioned with the same channel. So I've used Apna Kaksha C++ course. I started with directly C++, though most probably people always say to start with basic programming language of C. I started with C++. I took a challenge and learned the C++ up to an extent that I could solve a couple of DSA problems. But then when I entered into the college, my curriculum had made me to learn the C again and then come back to C++. And that is how my journey of coding had started.
How many programming languages you have learned and what are they?
Probably each and every programming language that was present in our curriculum, I have learned them. But according to, like, the niche programming language that I've always worked upon was Python. So that is what I have given in both of my all of my interviews, and also all of my projects have been done in Python language. But I'm also good at C, CPP, Java, and JavaScript also.
Almost you learn all programming languages.
Most probably, I feel that we as an engineer should be adaptable. That is why I've got good basic knowledge of each and every programming language, and I've mastered only one programming language called as Python.
Ashwant, what are the resources and platforms you have used for programming?
Yeah, Vashita, this was the question that most probably every of the engineering student was
Yes.
interested to
Yes.
know. I feel uh, knowledge is very good, but knowledge without action is very useless. So we can learn whatever programming language through books and theory. All of the we can learn through a lot of resources. but there will be only few good resources to practice these programming languages or programming problems. See, to be honest, I haven't worked on a lot of problem solving abilities because I'm always interested in real time problems. I haven't took a lot of resources, or like there were many good resources. I used to follow a resource called as A to Z DSA sheet by Strivers. It is given by Take You Forward organization. They also had a YouTube channel. Most probably all the engineers might also have an idea about it, but I myself personally have started it in the third year. But before that, I used to solve real time problems. Like, I am always curious about computers, so I used to study how billing machines work, how ticketing machines work, what are the coding that was used behind them. I have never done a real-time array problem or real-time stack insertion, queue insertion, but I have always studied these kind of systems, where how the refrigeration system works, what temperature, all the conditions that were used in that code. So that is how I learned the programming, not like any other people. But if you ask me to suggest a method to practice programming languages, I would suggest go with the normal method of studying the theory first, then going to the resources like Geek for Geeks or W3 schools, or else A to Z Strivers DSA sheet. This was the best ever DSA sheet I have ever come across. So you can go through that and then come to these real time applications, because then you already would have got a good knowledge and information about programming, and then you will be understanding applications more in deep, rather than directly coming into applications. That was one learning that I came across after doing these things for a long time.
How many problems did you have solved in each day?
See, it wasn't ever about number of problems. It was always about quality of problems that I took a case. See, I to be honest, I solved very less problems when compared to all the people that were in my class or all my friends. But I always took the problems that can make an impact on the society. Like, if I took a problem like how billing machine works, I could directly implement in my shop. So that is how I work. But I never concentrated on number of problems, but I have always concentrated on quality of problem or the impact that problem creates on the society.
Did you get any certificates from Greeks for Greeks or W3 schools or
uh,
anything platforms?
yeah, but true, certificates are really important, but one mistake or maybe one regret that I still have was lacking of number of certificates. Though I have worked on my skills, I've always done through unofficial platforms like YouTube or something, where I might get a lot of knowledge, but I might not get a lot of certifications. And I'm also very comfortable with YouTube because it's a self-paced program. If you took any certifications, that wouldn't be a self-paced program, or they'll have deadlines that will run behind you. So I've always not very excited to have deadlines, because I wanted to learn everything deep, because as I'm very curious, I have a lot of questions and a lot of things to explore, I feel. So that is why I took time to learn. That is why I chose YouTube rather than any certification platforms or certification course.
What type of projects you have done and give any suggestions for doing projects?
Yeah, Vashita, to be honest, in while learning programming languages or web stack and machine learning, I've done a lot of projects. But the most probable and important projects that I've done were three. So if we have looked at all of these projects, in each of these projects, I have like first of all, I have heard a quote
Hmm.
from one of the business magnates. I couldn't remember the name. Pick a global problem and solve it locally. That was the quote that I've heard, and it inspired me to solve all my projects with the same idea. The three projects that I took was, the first one was a website that I've developed for one of the organizations called Toastmasters. It's just a normal website for their presence in online. I used a WordPress there. I'll come back to that project again. But the two other projects that I've done was, first one was a project called as Toastmasters Timekeeper. I'm part of a club called as Toastmasters Club, which meets every week. So whenever they meet, they'll have a person called as timer, who starts the time whenever a person gets onto the stage, and who stops the time whenever a person gets down the stage. And he also will be showing cards like green, yellow, red card according to the agenda. Like if a person is speaking more than the preferred time, he'll be showing a red card that indicates he need to stop. So this kind of system was used to there in that club. When I saw that system, I personally felt a lot of hassle in it. So I took this global problem and wanted to solve this locally at our college level or at a club level. So I decided to build a application which shows green, yellow, red card according to the stipulated agenda that was fixed, and it will be having all the database of members of the club, so that a report will be generated at the end of the meeting, like how this person spoke for this minutes and he crossed the time limit. He was in a green zone, he was in a yellow zone. So that like that, I wanted to create a report. So I have had a plan. Idea was there in my mind. I found a problem statement, and then I ideated a solution. I have both of this, and now I need an implementation. And where did I go for this implementation? Was there then and there itself, like there was a trending technology called as Manstack, that is just starting to grow in our college around that time, like while I was in third year or second year, I couldn't remember. But immediately then there was a workshop held in our AICT Idea Lab under Suresh sir's provision. So HOD of Idea Lab. So he had conducted this workshop called as Men's Stack Development Workshop, which had happened for around 1 month. So I've took all that course. It was taught by our seniors, who are Pranav Teja, Charan Sai, Koparti Sairam, and all these people. They have inspired me a lot, and they have taught me how to build real-time applications. I have created a full stack website, and then and there itself after the workshop, uh, and the website was none other than this Toastmasters Timekeeper that I've identified the problem. So the same problem I have implemented there by using Manstack. Manstack stands for Mongo, Express, React, and Node. It is a combination of four different technologies that is used for full stack web development. So then I got recognition as I've been awarded as the first prize winner in that bootcamp because of my uh, project that I've done. And next project that I've done was around after completion of my first year, that like 2-1. At the starting of 2-1, my department, information technology, had a legacy of conducting hackathons every year. So that year also they have conducted hackathon in the month of February, as like every year. So it was hackathon and boot camp for 5 to 6 days about data science and machine learning. So then I have observed one problem. So I used to live in a hostel here, and then I observed a lot of food was being wasted before even cooking. Before even cooking, a lot of food was being wasted because the hostel was not able to store the food in a right way. So I thought to solve this problem. As I am an engineer, I need to solve these kind of problems every day. So I decided to solve this problem. And when I was approached in this machine learning bootcamp, so I've created a data set by going throughout the kitchens that were present around us through a lot of hostels. I started interviewing people and about like how things work in kitchens there, how you store food, and what is the better way to store food. And after analyzing all these things, I've created data set, and I've used machine learning models to predict the best possible way to preserve these food materials. So that was my result of these projects. If you have seen both of these projects, I've took a global problem, which is not a very big problem, but very small problem. I've solved it locally with simple technologies. That is what I did. Maybe if you want to say in a humorous way, my Toastmasters timekeeper was just a stopwatch. I just painted it with a good UI and a few features to it. Just a stopwatch. A lot of people in our community also do projects like stopwatch. I just added few features to it, and it became an impactful project. So that is what I suggest every one of our juniors to do. Create, find problems and solve them. That is what we engineers need to do, not just any of the programming languages.
What type of problems did you solve in hackathon? Like aptitude, reasoning, or complete programming languages?
Usually hackathons always go on programming languages only, because in 5 days they will be making us to learn a lot of things. That is what hackathons and boot camps are for. And so I have participated in a couple of hackathons. That is Smart India Hackathon also I have participated, and also this hackathon that was conducted by Information Technology branch. So 3 to 4 hackathons I've participated, and I've done the projects that we have discussed already.
When did you start your first internship and what knowledge did you gain from it?
Yeah, I did start my internship journey with one virtual internship that was arranged by our SRKREC when they had an MOU with AICTE. So this internship was from AICTE EduSkills. Most probably, a lot of people had it as cohort internships. So I have done one cohort internship around cohort 3 or 4, I think. So I've done AWS internship with cohort. So I've learned all the skills that are required to deploy a system with when you are working with a machine learning model or a web technology. So I've learned a lot about cloud computing, how everything works, and how every resource that were present in cloud computing can be used for real-time projects. That is what I learned in this internship.
Mr. Hashwant, how did your internship help you to enhance your skills and in career?
Yeah, Vashita. See, I've done 3 internships as part of my curriculum. First, starting with EduSkills internship, that I've done AML DS internship with Henotic Solutions, and then I've done internship of business analytics in IIDT organization. So throughout these 3 internships, I've learned a lot of things, which where I have worked on real-time problems with these organizations. They have given us a problem, given us few problem statements that we need to work on, and I've done few projects with them. But I've used all the knowledge that I've gained through these projects in my personal projects. I haven't worked really on these. I haven't deployed or uh, used these projects because they are. Their own projects that they have given their problem statements, but I wanted to create my own problem statements and solve them. So that is why I took all the knowledge. For example, from EduSkills internship, I learned how to deploy a machine learning model, how to deploy a website, or using EC2 engines or S3 buckets, how to use a uh, database in AWS services. And coming to my AMLDS internship with Henotic, I've learned a lot about all the machine learning models, how we process data, how we need to clean the data, that was the raw data that we are going to get, how we need to analyze the data and take out good results from it. These are all the things that I've learned. When coming to business analytics was also similar to data analytics internship that I mean AMLDS internship that I've done. So I've understood how businesses work and how they analyze data to get out the value from the data. So throughout these all internships, whatever I knowledge that I've got, those were useful for me to create impactful projects that I've done.
Where did you use your programming language while doing projects?
uh, the whole project was built on programming languages only. Idea plays an important role, I feel programming language do also play an equally important role. uh, for the memstack applications, I've used React and Node, the JS framework, JavaScript framework. And for machine learning, for the projects like food preservability prediction, I've used machine learning. So machine learning means Python. I've used Python programming language.
What kind of internship do you suggested and what made you to choose in diverse platforms?
See, Vashita, I would like to state by starting a quote. I redefined itself. There was a famous quote called as "Jack of all trades is master of none." But how I feel to redefine it was Jack of all trades is master of none. But he's always often better than master of only one. If you are a first year or a fresher, I would suggest you first or second year, if that works for both of them. I would suggest you to choose and try whatever there was present. Because if you try a lot of things, you will understand what was happening there. Please don't judge by the name itself. It looks like if someone says it is AI MLDS internship, please don't apply. Go there, experience it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, skip and go to another internship. So by experiencing each and every one of these things, by when while you can come to first final year or third year, you'll be finding your niche, whatever the programming language that you are interested in, whatever the technology that you are good at. When you found out the niche, this at this step, the third year final year student should follow their niche. Find internships in their niche only. Don't try a lot of things, because this is the time where most important thing is not anything else but the time. Each and every minute that you spent is most important in these three, third year and final year, as it is a critical time for placement time. So I would suggest to find your niche in first and second years by trying each and every internships out there, and go to the best ever niche that you found out. And what made me to take the diverse projects throughout my journey was this only. I first and second year tried men's tech. I've tried machine learning. So I've done projects then and there itself. In third year or final year, I've completely concentrated on my studies, academics, and all those things. So I haven't done a lot of projects in final year. So it was the time that we have been working on our interviews, interview prep, examination prep, and all those things. So I haven't done a lot of projects in final year or third year, but in the first year and second year itself, I've done diverse projects that help me to like whenever a company approaches you for an interview, they see how adaptable this person is, how many skills that this person has, and if we keep him with us, can he learn a new skill? That is the questions that run in a mind of interview. So if you as an interviewee satisfy all these criteria for them, you are in for the job. That is what I did.
What are the clubs and societies you are part of? And what made you to join in these? How did it transform personally and professionally?
Yeah, Varshita, throughout my journey of 4 years of BTech, I feel that I've got a significant leadership opportunities and opportunities to speak on stage a lot. I get reminded of a quote about show me your friend, I'll tell what you are. So we need to surround ourselves with the people who inspire us to be the better version of ourselves. I was part of many clubs, like starting with S Plus or Paisal or Art of Living, whatever you say. I was part of it, and then after that, I was part of Toastmasters International or SRKR Toastmasters Club, where I got a lot of accolades. And I was also part of GDSC SRKR Swecha Learning Center. In Toastmasters International, I've grown through the ladder of leadership. I've done three vice president roles and one time president role, and also internationally as an area director. And in this area director role, I have worked with a lot of corporates. I've learned how corporates work, how they communicate, how to be empathetical leader, how to be an empathetical leader, how to understand your team members. All these things I've learned here. I've worked with corporates called as Wells Fargo, and I've also worked with a company called as PepsiCo. You all drink Pepsi drinks, right? I've worked with this organization, and I have started a Toastmasters club in that organization while I was an area director in this Toastmasters club. Throughout my journey of Toastmasters or clubs, and all these things. There was one thing that I've learned: never ever fear to fail. If you fear to fail, you can never win. That is what I learned throughout this journey of clubs in our college. And our college gives a best ever experience. You can see for at least in 1 month, you can experience at least 20 or 10 to 20 events occurring in our college, one by one or the other club. So as you are all in the first or second years, you'll have a lot of time. So experience each and every club, go to every club, take memberships if you like, continue, learn. The one and only important thing I would like to suggest from my learning was never ever take any club personally. Don't work for the club, work for yourself. That is what I learned through my journey.
You are participated in Toastmaster Club, right?
Yes.
In that, what they are conducted?
Yeah, Toastmasters Club is a non-profit organization. SRK Toastmasters Club comes under the aegis of Toastmasters International. It is a non-profit organization which works for improving the public speaking and leadership qualities in the members, empowering them to talk on the stage fearlessly, to lead the people. That is what they do. And I've had a lot of mentoring sessions, coaching sessions, keynote speeches, and also pathways program. A lot of course materials I've gone through in this Toastmasters organization, and I've also won many contests in international speech contest, humorous speech contest, and all those things. I've experienced a lot of the thick and Toastmasters has always been with me through my thick and thin. That is what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Give any session to join any clubs?
Yeah, that is what I have already told. I don't say join in one club or something else. Based on my experiences, I have explored all the clubs,
Yes.
be it Languagelet, be it Language Nest, be it Toastmasters, be it Paisel, be it CSI Body, everything. I've went to all their events. I've participated in each and every of their events. But one of the organization that I was part, why? Because it is an international organization. I saw a growth opportunity there. I could grow internationally. That is what I saw, and I chose Toastmasters International. But I wouldn't say to choose only this organization. There were a lot of clubs that you can do in the college. So choose whatever you like.
This seems like a lot for you. How do you manage your academic schedule and also doing projects, internships?
Yeah, I feel discipline is the bridge between accomplishments and hard work. So we need discipline first of all. That is the one most important thing, that to manage all these things, that is the most important thing. See, as an engineers, we need not only solve problems, but we also need to use the existing mechanisms as best as possible. For me personally, as there were a lot of things, I should remember a lot of things, like a lot of meetings, lot of places I need to go, lot of assignments, lot of tasks to do. I need to remember all these things. So I used to prepare a to-do list. I used to have a calendar. For me, I've used platforms like Trello dashboard. You can see the website of Trello dashboard, or you can also use an open source platform called as Notion. You can use Notion, or very friendly basic app called as Google Calendar. I still have all my college timetables, all my club meetings, all my to-do lists in this Google Calendar. I at least use 100 times, or I see this Google Calendar 100 times in a day. So the keeping track of all these things and not wasting time and discipline is the most important factor to manage all these things. And you also need to prioritize things sometimes. You need to understand what is important at this instant. Can it wait, or it can't wait? If you categorize all your tasks into these kind of things, you'll you can manage the time effectively, I feel.
Mr. Hashwant, what are the platforms or websites that that helped you to connect with HRs, mentors, or any other companies?
Yeah, Vashita, there were a lot of social media platforms or professional networking platforms present over online. So I've already told I was part of an international organization. So there itself, I got a lot of connections to HR. So I've worked with a lot of corporates there itself. I've got a lot of good friends even in corporates while I was working as an area director in Toastmasters International. But I am not very active on social media these days. Like I haven't been using LinkedIn or Instagram for a while these days. But LinkedIn plays a major role if you want to network with individuals. But I feel like personal connection is very better, way much better than just messaging you, messaging HRs and all those things. So I came in that way where I've met these HRs, these corporate employees in person in many conferences that we have in Toastmasters. So I met them there. I've spoke to them. I've built rapport with them. I've added value to our relationship. Then itself, without even asking, they are here always to help me.
Finally, how did you prepare yourself for TCS interview and what preparation made you success?
Uh, Varshita, to be honest, I haven't prepared exactly for TCS interview, but I've prepared in a whole view of interviews. Like they might be any other organization like Cognizant, Infosys. Everyone asks the same questions, but in a different way. So that is what I've prepared for. First of all, I kept my resume in front of me. See, in third year and second year, most people do like adding a lot of skills into the resume. Will few people might think that if you have more skills, people like companies select you a lot, but that isn't the matter. Though you have more skills, how qualitatively you have, that is what companies will also look at. So first thing that I did was to keep my resume before me. I have prioritized things like what skills I know and up to what extent. Am I familiar with it, or have I mastered it, or am I just a beginner? So if I were a beginner, can I get familiar with it in upcoming 1 or 2 weeks? If I can, I'll start working on these beginner things. If I'm not able to get into these skills, I'll just remove it from my resume. So first of all, I filtered my resume according to the job roles. Either it's Cognizant or Infosys or Tech Mahindra or TCS. I've created one resume for each company according to their requirements. Some companies ask for Manstack. For example, Cognizant asked for SQL, Java and SQL. So I've done my resume according to their like their job requirement. So I've created a Java and SQL profile resume. If TCS haven't asked for any particular role, so I've done what I'm very good at. That is what Python. So I've took a resume of Python to it. First, I have prioritized and I have filtered my resume. Then I've worked on my skills that I need to present on that day. For TCS, I need to work on my Python. For Cognizant, I need to work on my Java and SQL. For Tech Mahindra, similar. One or the other. I've created a list of skills that I need to work. And I've also created how many days. I've also noted how many days will it take for me to work on these things. To be honest, we as an people who are living in 2024 has one very good efficient tool called as ChatGPT. So I've used it for planning. So ChatGPT had I asked like these are all the things that I need to work on. I have this much of time, 1 or 2 months. So how do I start? How much time do I need to give, and how many weeks it takes? Can you segregate? I've asked ChatGPT to segregate and give me a timetable, a week-wise timetable. See, I am not a person who always consistently work every day for 1 hour. I can't do that. So I've decided to work for 5 hours in a week. It may be one day I'll be working for 3 hours, another day I'll be working for 2 hours, and then for that week. So that is how I work. So that is what I given as a prompt to ChatGPT. I've given all the data to it, and then ChatGPT had curated a beautiful plan for me, and I followed it as it is. And then the results were already announced. That is how I got into TCS interview, and that is how I prepared for all the interviews.
Can you share any tips to build a good resume?
Yeah, Varshita. So first, I've already told, understand the requirements of the job profile or job profile. You need to read the job profile and build your resume according to it. First of all, build a common resume that you can send to everyone. List out all the skills that you have, list out all the projects that you have done in one resume. That is the master resume of master copy of your resume. You'll have lot of resumes for each job profile. You'll have different copies for each job profile, and you need to curate this master resume according to your job profile. You need to change few skills, sometimes you need to remove few skills, sometimes you need to add few skills according to the job profile. That is what you need to do. And wherever in the resume, you need to follow this. You need to add action verbs. Action verbs, you can search in the Google for word called as action verb. What is action verb? Then you'll understand what is action verb. You need to have action verbs in a resume. Second, don't ever mention anything that you haven't done in the resume. Please don't do that. If you have ever done that, you'll, if the interviewer finds that, you'll lose the credibility. Credibility plays most important factor in any of the interviews in any of the organization. So if you have done these two, only keep the content very crisp and clear. So keep it very short and simple. That is what I do.
Mr. Hashwant, nowadays communication is most problem in most of us. Can you build some confidence around it?
Yeah, Vashita, I feel confidence doesn't come from always being right. Confidence comes from not fearing to be wrong. See, throughout my journey, I've had many opportunities to be a good communicator. It started by just not stopping or not fearing to be on stage, not fearing. I always hear this concept called as be a 1 minute fool. Being 1 minute fool doesn't mean like you are a fool. See, if you are on a stage, you'll be a fool. You'll fear that you'll be a fool for just 1 minute. But if you are not on that stage, not on that day, you might not even get another opportunity to be on that stage for your lifetime. So I always feel that be a 5 minutes fool or 1 minute fool rather than being a fool for lifetime. So never ever fear for anything. And I always feel, is communication key? Yes, it is needed, but knowledge is also needed. If you are very good communicator, that doesn't mean that recruiters will recruit you on a golden feather. You need to give the knowledge that was present in your brain and communicate it very clearly. That is what it is necessary. So communication and knowledge, two sides of coin. You need to have both of these with you. That is what I need.
How many interviews you have attended and what fulfilled you at TCS Prime?
Yeah, Varshita, I've qualified for interviews at 3 organizations. One is TCS, another one is Cognizant, and third one is Infosys. Fortunately, I've got placements in three of these organizations. And what stopped me at TCS? First and foremost thing, TCS is giving very good package, and the other things were always from childhood. I used to hear that Tata is one of the companies that we can trust always, and that legacy made me to decide to be in TCS. And so that is why I stopped at TCS. But I don't say that I am stopping myself at TCS. I'll be trying for more product based companies also. There were a lot of opportunities to explore. I haven't explored them at all right now, but in future I still have one more semester to explore. So I'll be exploring a lot of other organizations, a lot of product based companies, a lot of startups, and I'll find which aligns with my goal, which aligns with my curiosity, which answers all my questions. And if I found one such organization apart from TCS, I would definitely prefer that too.
Finally, please inspire us with your valuable message.
Yeah. My friends, I feel success is not final, and failure is not fatal. So, throughout your 4 years journey, explore everything, have fun, make good friends, enjoy, and throughout this journey, don't forget to explore and improve yourself every day. So that is what I understood through my 4 years of journey, and I hope you will also be doing the same things and learning from your mistakes and inspiring your next juniors also, I feel. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hashwant. This is our pleasure to host you.
Thank you, Ashita.